All right, let's just take a minute. We're at part 3, the last part of episode 100. Gone through 2 parts. We've met some new characters. We've reconnected with some old ones. One's already dead. I just had to get the Grimdark in there just to make sure we stayed on brand. So that's the decapitation of the uncle. Don't take it too seriously. I just had to throw something in there.
It's just a nice little lighthearted decapitation.
Just a little lighthearted Grimdark. Yeah.
It's just how you can't kill any player character without having it be scripted.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, fucking burn, dude.
And Fell is gonna get dead real quick.
Fell is going to be dead. By the end of this episode, how? I don't even know, but I'm going to figure out a way.
There's probably some shadow stuff going on.
Listen, so you guys, are you guys enjoying your new characters here? Your Shadow Plane characters?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, personally, it's cool for me getting to play like a caster, you know? I don't really do that very much.
Same.
Right.
I mean, getting to play essentially high school me is incredible.
I know, that's what I do with Weldy. Isn't it great?
Dude, it's weird, but it's pretty great. It's cathartic in a sense.
Yeah. Well, there's still a lot left in this little deviation from the main story that we have. But a key thing just happened in the last part that I want to kind of reiterate, maybe sum up what's been going on here real quick, just to kind of pull it all together. So the twins left their enclave to seek help from the Kuthites that are at Shadow Skydock, because their enclave has splintered because of Eclipse Innovations. And Eclipse Innovations had offered them, all this power and stuff, but they had to basically sell themselves to Eclipse Innovations, and your governess Vela wasn't having it. Well, some other folks were, and so there's been this kind of standoff between the two groups of Kyle, and defenses have been shored up at your home, so your central area where the enclave is, but you know that eventually something is going to happen, and so you went to these Kuthites for help, hoping that they would kind of join you against this incursion from the Eclipse Innovations, which you do know comes from the material plane, right? So that's another big piece of why I think Vela maybe wasn't about it, because it was some other plane folks trying to come in here and do some shit.
Crossing our borders, stealing our jobs.
Oh my God.
Well, once you arrived at the Shadow Skydock, you started having these dreams about this potential herald of Zon Kuthon who could help you fight off what is known as the Eclipsed Kyle, or just the Eclipsed. And for a long time, you didn't know who this person was, just that it was Lushunta, and you just kept having the same dream, and you've been given this instruction to find her and make sure that she becomes the herald, but you had no idea how to do that. So you brought in Mordrin, a dream prophet who has some skills with dreams, but what you're experiencing here is even beyond what he's accustomed to. So he's happily jumped on board for this chance to do more research. And after a little bit of time spent with you, he was able to be given a vision by his own dream prophet abilities to go to this lab where there would be something potentially there to help you connect closer to your dreams. Well, you found Xeno 6 and his drift beacon prototype that's now a shadow beacon as opposed to a drift beacon. And after Xeno 6 discovered some new powers as a nanocyte, he was able to create a channel between the shadow plane and the dream plane and stabilize Tenna as she had this dream, and actually inject herself into none other than Captain Ziva's dreamscape. And, she comes to with the name on her lips. What do you do?
Yeah. Ziva. I mean, kind of.
Right.
Tenna comes to and just I saw her. I saw her. Captain Ziva. Nariko Ziva Rajni. And she just kind of whispers the name over and over and looks over to Zeno and Mordrin. Are they in the room with her?
Yeah, and I would imagine everybody
Trelix.
really. Well, probably not Gloombot.
Gloombot's just kind of standing in the corner. Just there.
So, I mean, that's... It's
So
funny
everybody's watching her sleep.
Right, that's what I was saying. We're doing like dream research. It's like a room full of dudes just watching you sleep.
I imagine it's like a sleep study, kind of type thing.
Yeah, well, and as soon as you say the name, Mordrin's got a little like notepad and like writes down the name.
I mean, you know this name, obviously, Xeno 6. What?
I was waiting for him to say that. But so, yes, Zeno immediately, like almost like out of character for Zeno, he grabs you. He says, "What did you just say?"
Do not touch her. And Trelax like runs up. Like if Zeno is gonna make any kind of movement toward Trelax is gonna put himself in between them or try to. I mean, if Zeno like grabs her and shakes her, Trelax will pull him off. What do you think you are doing?
She said a name. What was it?
Do you know this Ziva? This is the name of the herald. I saw her in her dreams. I was there with her. Do you know her?
Yes, the name you spoke, Nariko Zivarajni. But herald?
Yes.
I don't understand.
She's to be the herald of Zonkudan. She is to lead our people to safety and to help us bridge this gap, to bring an end to this disruption that the Eclipse have brought into our enclave. How do you know the herald?
Well, the group that I mentioned before, I am a member of the Apollo Protection Agency. And as I mentioned before, this was the same group that I went with into Aslanti space. You see, this Apollo Agency, and he's just, it kind of almost wells up feelings in him, and he just has to like steel himself. This group, its original mission was to ferry the accused to the machine court on Abalon to receive fair trial where they might not find impartial judgment in other places. But the name you spoke, she is my captain for the ship, the Epic Tracer. And the last thing I remember is placing my hand on the rune drive and seeing them before all went purple. And then I arrived at the remote lab. And then you and your group. But this name, good.
So Trelax is kind of, listening and piecing all this together, and he's been probably the biggest skeptic of these whole dreams, prophecy things. So he says, Tenna, this is what you have seen, this woman, this Ziva.
Yes, this is her. This is the herald. I told you that we were being led to something very important. This android, he will bring her to us. We can connect again. Trelax, do you see? It's all coming together.
Yes. And then he turns to Zeno and says, you, android, and you know this woman as well.
You would call me Xenophanes. And a glare, but you can't see it's a glare because he has no face aside from just eyes.
Right, there's no mouth, no nose. Yeah.
He says, but yes, I know this woman.
And then he turns to Mordrin and says, perhaps I judged you too harshly, Prophet.
Yes, perhaps you did. This is a fascinating turn of events. And only goes to show that these dreams that your sister is having, they're not merely flights of fancy. This is prophecy. This is real.
Feeling entirely left out.
Yes. Fascinating indeed.
And
I was gonna say anyway.
no. I was gonna, and Zeno just takes a quick look over towards Gloombot. Says, this is the proof that you need right here. That dreams are real.
Yes, there is a power in dreams. A power few wield because few ever attempt. And to your point, my man Trelax, I am, if nothing else, a hard worker and a dedicated student where this power is concerned. I hope that I have alleviated any of your doubts that this is not a gateway to your fate, to our fate.
Yes, of course. If this herald can lead the Kuthites and help us save our enclave, then... yes. What must we do now?
As you guys have been talking, Tenna has pulled out like a small knife that is just solid black, and has been like slowly cutting her collarbone area, just making small, short but deep cuts, and she's just smiling and crying the whole time, and just kind of whispers, sort of whispers thanks to Zon-Kuthon for bringing this all together.
It's like, I really...
You're welcome.
Zeno sees that, but he says nothing.
Yeah, and it's like Mordrin looks over and it's like, he doesn't say anything, but you can see on his face, it's like, I hate when you do that.
Gloombot's 100% gonna...
Tenneval, why? Why do you cut yourself?
You know ID. You of all people should know. You are Father Gloom's creature. You know why we suffer to bring him joy as it brings us joy. And she's just like beaming.
Okay.
Tell me, why does everyone call you D?
D's nuts. No, I'm sorry.
Wow.
You of all people.
Got him!
Take an inspiration, Adam, because we have thrown those types of bullshit things at you so many times over the last 100 episodes, and you finally got one on us. Thanks.
Yeah.
Proud of you. But anyways,
Well, they call me D because, well, Father Gloom called me Gloombot 13. I was the 13th one that he'd purchased, and, well, of course that makes sense, right? But there was a light, no, a shadow, no, some sense of some type of,
and he kind of glitches a little bit.
an aberration in one of the sub processes that I have, my print spooler. I am demon. It stands for demon. But that is unsettling, so they call me D.
That is unsettling.
Now, so you understand, a demon in computer and artificial intelligence terms is a sub-process. It is not a evil thing.
So, there was a ghost in the machine?
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm sorry.
Well, I think.
Yeah.
Well, aren't you glad you asked?
Yeah, well, and just to say, that's actually how it looks like Damon, but it's pronounced demon.
Is it really?
It really is.
Male or demon?
Yep.
Right.
Like and it legitimately is like a sub-process. You have multiple demons running on your computer right now. All of them, all of us.
Yeah.
All of your cell phones, your smartphones, full of demons.
Demonized.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is edgy as fuck, though.
Yeah, it
Yup.
is.
Yup.
Would a signal jammer get rid of him?
Got him.
But a little bit of extra meaning though, in Greek belief, it's a divinity or a supernatural being of nature between gods and humans. So a little bit of
So it has nothing to do with Gloombot, who's not human nor believes in gods.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like it. I do like it. I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Mordrin summons a demon, says, it's also one of these.
thousands of things that its office had queued up.
Yeah, I was just about to say, man, when you said Prince Spooler, I was thinking, it's a hanging job. That's what it is.
No, my demons are way cooler than your demons.
I don't know, man. There's nothing more demonic than dealing with a fucking printer if you work in IT.
I will say that, getting us back on track here, that over the next couple nights that you attempt to recreate the same thing that you just did with the dreams, it doesn't seem to work, and it's kind of frustrating to y'all because Zeno, you try to do the same thing and all that, but it just doesn't seem to stabilize like you want it to. So you know that there's still more work to be done, but a significant step has been made, and you now, I think, Zeno, have a little hope that maybe you'll see your captain again.
Yeah.
But
just a name.
But at what cost? Like if you do, does that mean she becomes this herald of Zon-Kuthon?
Exactly.
And
that troubles him.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot to process there. And why are you even still alive? And knowing that you were reduced to just your shadow nanobots, which you got from none other than a former employer.
Big deal there.
Yeah. And so, there's this weird congruence that's happening, and it's with that kind of propelling you forwards, you guys arrive back at Verces, at Shadow Verces, and at the Sky Dock. And Herrenbor greets you, and he's a Kyle. He has lots of scars on his face, kind of ritualistic, and kind of longer shoulder-length hair. And he says, "All right, did you get the shadow stuff? I need more to make more shadow things and more shadow ships. Did you get enough shadow stuff? Wait, this isn't the ship that I sent you out in. What ship is this?"
Very observant. It's a different ship. And yes, we did get your shadow stuff.
Proud of you for noticing.
What happened to the other ship? And he's kind of looking at the twins.
Yeah, so Trelax gets right in front of Herrenbor and is like, "It was destroyed during the mission."
Much like our uncle that you seem to have neglected to notice is missing.
Who is your uncle again?
Malleus, you old fool.
Malleus. Oh, yes, that, well, he was getting old anyway. It was his time to come. He's with Zon-Kuthon now. Will be experiencing his pain forever and ever. I don't see what the big problem is.
May I throttle him?
I'm inclined to let you, D. However, no, we have more important matters to attend to now.
Yes, in fact, Father Gloom told me to tell you that he wanted to see you immediately upon your return. So I will take care of the shadow stuff, and you will leave my dark to me.
Gladly, Herrenbor. Until next time.
Zan-Kuthon, prevent it.
I would like for D, as he's walking away, to just glare at him and attempt an intimidation.
All right, go ahead and roll that intimidate.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 14 on the die plus 19. It's going to be a 33.
Yeah, he kind of, some of his haughtiness melts away, and he kind of just looks at you and scurries onto the ship to start collecting the shadow stuff, muttering to himself. He's laughing.
Well done, D.
Laughing.
Well done.
And so, yeah, you make your way down there's these elevators that go down these long shafts down to the ground because you're raised way up. And you know that Father Gloom and his court is down at the base of Shadow Sky Dock. So you take this long elevator ride down and you kind of go to his office, as it were. And you all know him, but he's a bald Kyle, and he has piercings all over. Like, he has 3 or 4 eyebrow piercings. His entire, both sides of his ears has all sorts of piercings. He's got a nose piercing, a couple lip piercings. You can see the nipple piercings through his robes kind of poking out. He's got scarification all over his body. And he says, it is good to see the two of you again. I am afraid that I have some bad news.
I'm afraid that we do too, Father Gloom.
Please, you first.
Our ship was destroyed in transit, and our uncle, Maldus, has perished.
This is terrible news indeed. My apologies for your loss. May he forever suffer in Zan-Kuthon's domain.
Yes, of course.
I am glad to see that you two are still alive. Tenna, did you make any progress with your quest?
Yes, Father, we have found much new information, and we are well on our way to locating the Herald.
This is good. Zan-Kuthon provides. It seems that you have gained a new companion. Young android. My name is Father Gloom. It is a pleasure to meet you. What is your name?
My name is Xenophanes 5.
Glitch!
My name is Xenophanes 6.
6. That is a good number. Xenophanes, are you friend or foe to Zan-Kuthon?
Our interests align. For the time being, I do not know much of your belief system.
That will come in time. Unfortunately, and he turns his attention back to the twins and says, there have been reports from Kuvakara that the Eclipsed have started taking violent action against your enclave. Why can I not say that word? Taken violent action against your enclave. It seems as if the Eclipsed have started to make this civil war a bloody one. I believe that it is time that you return and
touch base with your governess there. Don't worry, Tenna. Your devotion has not gone unnoticed, and you will always have a home here in Shadow Skydock. But your people need you, and now that you have found a name, perhaps they can help you find this Herald of Zon-Kuthon. I shall be doing my part here. I will be praying and reaching out to all of my contacts for this name.
Thank you, Father.
So Mordrin steps forward, kind of like timidly to Father Gloom, like not trying to like jump up too quick. But he says, Father Gloom, since we are kind of pressed for time, if you don't mind, I could forge a mind link with you and impart all of the details of our trip instantly.
This would be a grand idea. Please, be my guest.
Yeah, and so he approaches Father Gloom and, kind of places his hands on his temples very slowly, and, like, kind of reverently. Even if he's not religious, he still, like, respects the office and the power that this man wields.
Right.
And, yeah, like, touches his temples and closes his eyes and casts Mind Link and gives him all the details of our little trip. And so that, I want to do this both because it's quick and because, like, I didn't want to have to, like, spend the time explaining, like, that their uncle got beheaded and stuff like that in front of them.
Yeah, so you just kind of download the whole kit and caboodle, and he says,
Yes, this is good information. Thank you. Also, speaking as a matter of time being short, I have arranged for you to have 2 transport vehicles that will take you across the countryside back to Kuvakara. Now, you must drive them yourself, as we do not have pilots to spare, but you may take these hovercraft and make your way to Kuvakara, certainly taking some time off of your travels.
Thank you, Father. We will depart immediately. Thank you.
Father, with all due respect, though, we do not have time for the Herald. We need the support of the Kuthites if we are to defeat the Eclipsed.
The Herald will mark whether or not the Kuthite should get involved in this conflict. We have had this discussion before, young Trelax.
Yes, of course, and the same answer every time. However, we will lose to the Eclipsed without the Kuthite support. And then he looks at Tenna, like, kind of glares knowingly, like, in so many words, you know.
And she glares back, like, Trelax, we have come so far already. We will find the Herald. This will happen. It is as Zon-Kuthon wishes. It will happen. We will.
What
have
about our
Kuthites.
people, Tenna? They will perish, surely.
No, we will find the Herald. Please. And she would, like, grab him by the shoulders and, like, look into his face and be like, please, brother, trust me. Zon-Kuthon has put Xeno 6 in our path for a reason. He will bring the Herald to us. We will save our people. This will happen. Trust, believe, and have faith, brother.
Tenna, we are marching into a bloodbath. And he just shakes his head and then turns back to Father Gloom and it's like, where are these vehicles? We must away.
They are in the motor bay. You may take them at your pleasure. And, Trelax, it is not that I don't sympathize with your plight, but I have my own people to worry about and be concerned with. We are a beacon for potential Kuthites. This is an important work.
Trelax is unamused and doesn't really like that answer, and just kind of like starts heading towards the vehicle bay.
Yeah. Well, there are a couple Kuthite hover rovers, and they are kind of like trikes, but they're hovercraft. So they have like a disc in the front and then 2 discs in the back that provide the hover ability. And so there's room for a pilot in the front and then kind of a bench seat behind the pilots that can fit 2 people. So there's 2 of those. I don't know how you want to arrange it.
Well, Trelax will certainly be driving one.
Do you want to drive the purple one or the yellow one?
The purple one.
The purple one.
Okay.
I was about to say, I guess D will be the one driving the other one and does not like that it's yellow. It's too bright.
Zeno is not a bad pilot himself.
Let me check. I have a 14 to pilot.
Yeah, please do.
That is exactly what Trelax has, dude. Come on.
'Cause,
You gotta
I have a
drive.
6.
Oh, okay, yeah. Get in the back.
So Zeno is going to drive the yellow one. Trelax is going to drive the purple one. Now, I imagine that probably
Ten and Mordrin
are going to be in the purple one and the bots in the yellow one. they can have
she's
some
my-
bonding.
She's my dream power cash cow. I'm not leaving
Yep.
her aside.
Right. Yeah, so you guys hop in these things and you know, they got, I'll give you their stat block here in roll 20. Let me show that to you guys.
That's just a. Oh, there it goes.
All right, and so they go about 23 miles per hour at top speed, which isn't great, but it's better than walking speed. They're level 7 vehicles, and you head out across the countryside, the shadow countryside of Shadow Verses, with shadow bikes that are made from shadow stuff.
Oh, shadow fun.
Yeah. And the countryside is bleak, but it's y'all are accustomed to it, except for Xeno 6. This is your first time really seeing it, right? And everything just seems to be cast in gloom and dimness. And so it's dim light for just in general on the shadow plane. And it's kind of a rocky and forested countryside. So you kind of have to weave your way through small patches of forest and some kind of valleys of rock, and there's a river every now and then. As you're moving across kind of about midday, I need everybody to roll a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one.
25.
29.
27.
24.
All of you start to hear the slow whine of something encroaching behind you. And you can see 4 light bikes with Kyle severely augmented atop them. And we're going to go into a vehicle chase sequence here.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
That's
Vroom, vroom.
Yeah. So this we're going to play around with these rules a little bit here because we've never done them. And there's 3 phases. Okay, so there's the pilot actions phase is the first phase. There's then chase progress, which is basically the results of the pilot actions, and then there's combat that pretty much goes like general combat with some modifiers because you're on a vehicle, but we'll get to that. So your pilots have a series of actions that they can do based on whatever the landscape is, and there's zones that you're going to be moving through here. Now, when you're in the same zone, you're considered to be within 50 feet apart of all vehicles. So any vehicle in this zone, they're about 50 feet apart. Okay? Now, one of the things you can do is engage a vehicle, which would then put you right next to them, which would allow you to do melee attacks if you wanted to. If you're in a zone ahead, you get a +2 bonus to piloting checks against enemies that are behind you. You get a +2 bonus to all piloting checks if you're ahead of all of your enemies. And when attacking, you get a +2 bonus to attack rolls against enemies and vehicles that are behind you. So being ahead is kind of the name of the game here. I've color-coded the vehicles with the people that are on them. So you have a purple dot if you're on the purple vehicle and a yellow dot. And the same thing goes for the Eclipsed. So let's put you on the map as we do our first ever in Southern Tomfoolery's history of actual vehicle chase situation, episode 100. Here we go. The first thing we do is pilot action. So we have 2 pilots here with our shadow team. Let's start with the purple hovercraft, which that would be Trellix.
Okay, and it's a -1 to this piloting check?
Right.
And I have to decide what kind of thing I want to do, right?
Yeah, you have to choose your pilot action and then you roll for it.
Okay, and so these vehicles are in the same zone as us, right?
Yes, you guys are in the same zone right now.
Okay. So I'm going to have Trelax attempt to engage another vehicle out the gate. And since that's a move action, as part of that move action, Trelax is going to grab his solar mote and kind of summon that chain and have it out. You know, I don't know, unless there's a reason I couldn't do that.
I don't see why that would be a problem, although it just happens in phases, right? So we'll start with the engage, and then there'll be another phase, and then there'll be combat. But yep.
Okay, great. So attempting to engage another vehicle, that's going to be the enemy vehicle's KAC, is the DC that I need to hit.
Okay.
All right, so that's a natural 3. Plus 13 is a 16. I don't think that's even going to get close.
It's close, but it does not get it.
Okay.
So then we'll go to Zeno. What do you want to do for your piloting action?
Zeno is actually going to follow suit and actually perform an engage as well. And let's see here. Be a piloting check right there. That is a 22 on the piloting check.
Also, I'm moving into my photon phase.
Okay. So a 20, that's going to actually be a 21 with the -1.
Yeah, -1, yeah.
That is enough to succeed in the engage. So which color ship do you want to, or bike do you want to engage with?
Green.
Green. All right. Then they're going to take their pilot actions and...
Quick question: Can I still use a? Can I use a perception to see what kind of weapons they have?
You can on your turn.
Cool. All right. Thank you.
Okay, so they are going to, I guess, just try to keep pace. All of them are going to try to keep pace with you guys. All right. All but one of them succeed. The orange one's going to get left behind. And so then we now go to the chase progress section. So with a successful engage another vehicle, you move forward 1. So that means the yellow is going to move forward 1 zone along with the green enemy. You are not successful with the purple, so you're going to stay in the same zone. And in the chase progress phase, the GM advances vehicles based on their pilot's chosen actions, and whether they succeeded at the required checks, then determines whether any participants have escaped or been left behind. So we're going to advance the vehicles here. The GM moves forward by 1 zone all vehicles whose pilots succeeded at a minimum of 1 required check. If the vehicle's pilot deliberately slowed down or she failed all the piloting checks attempted, her vehicle doesn't move forward. If a pilot attempted to keep pace and failed, her vehicle instead moves back 1 zone. Oh man, so that orange one is actually going to go off the map, and you've lost 1 already. Boom.
Hells
Nice.
yeah. Could you tell me what is the spacing on this map? What are these squares?
It doesn't matter. It's abstract. Like, let's not confuse matters with that. You're either engaged or 50 feet apart, as far as the rules are concerned. All right, so that's all that happens in that phase. So these other 2 are going to actually split off around here. They're going to go around the forest and try to cut you off in the front in the next round. So they did put a little cover between them. And then we go into combat phase. And so the final phase of each round is combat. This happens in initiative order, which we have already rolled. And characters can take the usual actions that they can in combat with the following adjustments. Pilots can also act during the combat phase as long as they have any actions remaining to spend. Because of the motion involved in a chase, all attacks take the penalty listed in the vehicle's modifiers entry. So this will be a -1 to all of your attacks. However, because the vehicles are moving at high speed, the differences in speed cancel out somewhat, so combatants take a normal penalty instead of a higher penalty for full speed. I don't really get that part, but basically you're just at a -1 for your attacks here in the combat phase. And Zeno, you got the jump on the combat initiative, and you're piloting your hovercraft, and this inner bike comes up with a Kyle right next to you, and you can see that instead of yellow eyes, this Kyle has solid black globes for eyes.
Oh shit! I don't like that. So I'm gonna roll a perception.
Okay, so perception would be an action.
Oh shit!
Because it's not a recall knowledge, you know. I'll give you a general description that it's what they're riding is like a 1-person bike, and you know that it seems like it would require them to focus on the bike. However, on the wheels of these bikes, you see this nasty wheel spike that looks like it can dig into. You know, you could slam it against you with it.
All right. In that case, I am bringing it back. I am going to cast a arcing surge.
All right.
Yeah.
So you got one hand on the steering,
on the wheel.
joystick,
Yeah, and I'm just kind of like looking behind.
Reaches out.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And so they got to roll reflex save here.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a save. So they're gonna take half of that damage there with a 19 on the die.
So they saved on there, so that's going to be 16 damage.
16 damage. Okay. Shocks the pilot. It is now their turn, and so the one that's engaged with you is going to try to ram into your ship or into your bike. Ooh, that's gonna connect. And so just slams into the side of your hovercraft with his spiked wheel, and it's gonna do 3d8 of damage to your bike.
Ooh, okay.
So that's gonna be 13 points of damage. Now, your hovercraft has a hardness, which basically serves as a DR. So you're gonna actually only take 10 points of damage. Now that's not great because you only have 13. So you might want to get this motherfucker off your grill as he just slams into you and he just tears up the side of your rover.
So we're sitting at 4 out of 13 HP right now on our bike or our trike.
You're sitting at 3. Out of,
yeah.
Oof.
All right. Trilix, you're up.
For actions,
Yep.
can't do anything.
You can't take a range shot?
With what?
Okay. I don't know. These are new characters to me too, Zach.
Yeah.
Mordrin, you're on the purple bike. You have a shot at the green bike.
Yeah, so the green bike is like up next to Zeno's bike and just rammed him or whatever, and we're like 50 feet behind and a little to the like left, curving around a forest. And Mordrin pulls out his twin fork, fire and electric long arm, and as a swift action, I want to use an ability that comes from being a Svartalfar. So, because I'm a Svartalfar, I can choose to, once per day, as a swift action, imbue a weapon with the Bane weapon fusion.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So, I'm gonna Bane my my gun against humanoid Kyles.
Yeah, outsiders. Right. Because that's what Kyles are. That would be the That would be the tag that you'd want to put it in.
Okay. Which will give me the critical effect stun if I crit them.
All right. And that is a move action to do that?
That is a swift action.
Nice.
But it's only once per day. So, and yeah, he'll take a shot. The move action would be to pull his gun out, right?
All right.
I don't think he would have had it out.
Yeah, that's fine. So move action, pulls out, make a shot. Let's see what you got here.
Let's see.
Oh my god.
It's a natural 20.
Yeah.
Damn.
For a 28 because of the -1, I guess, that we're taking.
Do you want to roll to confirm there?
Yes, I do. Natural 1 on the confirm.
Okay. All right, so you're going to do the double damage plus, you did do the Bane thing, so you get that as well.
Yeah, so they'll take the driver of the bike will take stunned as a critical condition.
All right, and how much damage?
8. 8 fire and electric damage.
You rolled twice?
Oh, no, my bad. 10.
10.
Rolled a 2 on that second die.
Yikes.
But hey, I hit from 50 feet away.
All right, Teneval.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have a question. If I'm doing like a ranged attack with a spell, can I do that if it's 10 feet outside of my spell's range?
No, because I don't think you can do outside
Because they don't
range.
have like ranged penalties for spells. Like it's just
Well,
you
no,
can't do
because
it.
you still have to make a ranged attack. If it's an attack spell, you can, but if it's like an AOE, you can't. Like if it's a save spell, you're not going to be able to do it.
Okay. Well then, I really can't do anything to get them. So she will put her hand on her brother and say, "Drive faster," and will spend a resolve and impart a paradigm shift of haste.
Nice. So that'll
Okay.
give you an extra move action at least,
Well, no, that's not what haste does. Basically, it would let me steal full attack if we can get, but I don't think it's possible to engage this turn. How long does the haste last for?
Haste lasts 1 round per level.
Nice. So you're going to get 9 rounds of haste. All right, so you're hasted. What I will do, since we're playing around here with vehicle, I'm going to take that -1 piloting check off for you. Just because I like the flavor of that. All right. Gloombot.
All right, so we are currently how far away from
You are
the green
engaged
one?
with the green one. So it's within melee range.
Within melee range. Okay, then I'm going to use improved demoralize to use my intimidate skill as a to demoralize as a move action.
Okay.
So let's see. That's not great. It's a 22.
It's good
on
enough, my
intimidate.
friend.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sweet. I rolled a 3.
Wow. Okay, so he is now stunned and
He is shaken, I believe. Let me
and
double check.
shaken. Yeah. Because he got
Yeah,
stunned.
shaken for 1 round.
Yeah, but he got stunned from the Bane.
Yeah. So he says, D says, I remember growing up on bikes or little trikes like yours. What trash. And will then shoot with his cannon, his Aurora cannon. That is a, let's see, be a 33 -1, so 32 to hit.
That's a hit.
Sweet. And let's see. It's going to be 6d4. That's a lot of d4.
And you're targeting this at
At the bike.
At
not
the bike.
guy. Yeah. Because
Okay.
I figure the bike is going to have a harder time getting out of the way than a person that could like juke or dodge or whatever.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's all about your aim, really, right? Because you make an attack roll against it, and you did hit. It does have some DR, however, it's not enough for you to not be able to shoot the bike out from under the stunned and shaken pilot as the bike just cascades out and he skids across the rocky plain, scraping up his face as he screams in happy ecstasy at the pain, and you just leave him in the dust. So that's another bike down.
Having dealt 28 damage, and Gloombot, oh, I didn't realize you'd enjoy that.
Okay. Next up, we have Xenos. Oh, okay, so that was the end of that. So we're going to go back to the piloting round. All right, so pilot actions from our two pilots. Let's start with you, Zach.
Okay, so Trelax will chain swinging like Ghost Rider, try to like hit that throttle and actually do a speed up action, which you move one zone forward immediately and then one more during the chase progress phase.
Nice. Okay.
Basically, I have to roll a 10 or higher to get it. So, 50-50 shot. Let's see. And that's going to be a 14.
14.
Yeah, baby. I mean, no. I rolled a 14 on the die.
I was going to say, that's why I don't know why you're celebrating. That's
Yeah. No, it's a 28.
Okay,
It's 28.
28 will get it. So that does allow you to move one forward, and then you'll get to move another forward in the next phase. They're going to do their pilot actions, and they're going to...
I still need to do my pilot action.
Oh, yeah, go ahead there, Zeno.
Yeah. So he's actually going to do a speed up as well. And got a 33 on the piloting check.
Yeah, that will get it. So you're going to move up one, and then you'll move up another. And then, so they're going to also try to... This one's going to try to keep pace with... The red one is going to try to keep pace with Trelax's ship and succeeds. The other one is going to try to speed up to get in front of Xeno's ship, and is also going to succeed, but he's not going to get in front because they're going to both go forward here. So now we go to the chase progress stage. So that means that everything moves up another block. But I'm going to go ahead and move yours up, Zach. And this one's going to keep pace with you. Now, for you, Zeno, you have an option here as the route in front of you splits. To the left, it's kind of open, but there's a river that you'd have to hover across. And to the right is like a valley of treacherous rocks. Which way do you want to go?
So what I want to know, though, is are these hover trikes made by Mattel? Because we all know Mattel hover trikes can't go over water.
No, they're not made by Mattel. They're
Okay,
made
cool.
by Kuthites.
Okay, cool.
Made out of
It's a Back
shadow
to the
stuff.
Future- It's a Back to the Future reference, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right,
100%.
right. So which route are you going to take there?
Oh, man, you had to say treacherous next to it.
Well, there's potential pros and cons for each, like...
Yeah. Man, okay, so it looks like it's going to be a really tight squeeze, and I'm going to end up having to probably get, right next to 2 vehicles. If I go
Well, the red one's going to
river
stay in
area.
this zone. So the blue one's going to follow you in whichever way you go.
I'm going to risk it. I'm going to go with the treacherous rocks. So
All right, treacherous rocks. All right. And the other one just speeds behind you. And so you're not engaged, and you're actually, 50 feet in front of it as you're going through this narrow, little cut through this mountain pass. And you see up above is some rocks that are precariously on the edge of the kind of upper cliffs. And so now we go into the combat phase, and it is your turn, Xeno 6.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and try an arcing surge again.
Okay.
At their vehicle.
All right. Let me roll that reflex save. So that is a failure. So this bike is going to take a significant amount of electrical damage, I believe.
Yes, it will. It's going to take 38 damage.
38 damage. I mean, you just light up that inner cycle, and it just crackles, and the Kyle kind of leaps off the bike as it shorts out, and he's going to make a reflex save to try to land. Okay, he does land on his feet, but the bike's ruined, but he's landing on his feet, and you see him eyeing the rocks up there a little bit, and it's now Trelax's turn.
Trelax cannot attack. All right, that's all I got.
Okay, Mordrin.
Okay, so we're not butted up against the red cycle, right? It's 50 feet away.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, so as a move action, I'm going to boost my gun to get more damage. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to fire a shot off.
All right.
That'll be a 24 to hit the Kyle.
That is a hit.
And that's 12 damage.
Okay. All right. It's now Tinaval's turn.
Okay, so since we are now in the same zone with the red cycle, Tinaval's going to, she grabs, a battery from her pack, and she just infuses it with this purple, bright, pulsing light, and is going to chunk it across the way at the red cycle.
Nice.
To do an explosive blast.
Okay.
I love it.
So was this a reflex save, or I guess it would be a piloting save, really?
Reflex
Just see if I can
for half.
avoid. I'll roll piloting. It makes more sense, I think, if you're targeting the bike, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take half damage on the bike because I was successful there to dodge the explosion, but still going to take half that damage.
Okay. All right, so that's going to be 9d6.
Holy Christmas.
Ooh.
That is pretty powerful shit.
Yes, it is.
That's a lot of D6.
Note to
So
self, next time we come to these characters, increase the difficulty of all encounters.
So the total would be 31, so half of that.
So that's going to be 15 points of damage on the
And that
bike.
is fire.
Fire damage.
That's a 20-foot radius, and it's to all creatures and objects within the radius.
Okay, so the Kyle himself will take that as well. All right, the bike is still up, though.
Lame.
And it's the Kyle's turn, and he is going to do nothing because he was not able to engage. But the one that's standing in the pathway is going to try to shoot at the rock above to have it crumble down upon Xeno and Gloombot's bike.
D.
That is a natural 1, and so he misfires, looks up, and sees that the echoing from his blast actually caused some rocks that are directly above him to fall down and splatter him into just Kyle goo.
Nice.
Oh my god, I was so scared.
That could have been
Nice.
really bad. That would have been
Oh, dude.
5d6 worth of damage.
Jeez, we only have 3 health on
I
the
know,
card.
like it would have
Yeah.
been. Yeah.
There's no way.
All right.
What a shame. I wanted
Goodbye.
to shoot him.
I guess there's nothing really you can do.
Yeah, there's nothing to shoot at, so he just sits there and broods on how he wanted to shoot the rocks to crush that
The
guy.
rock stole my kill.
Well, he did what I wanted to do, so that's nice, I guess. Sure.
Piloting actions phase.
Okay. So this turn, I think we need to try to engage.
All right.
So, and I get a -1, or do I?
You don't
is that
because you're
negative?
hasted.
Okay. That my guy is a 26.
That'll get it.
Nice.
So you guys are now engaged. And let's see, he's going to try to keep pace. Fails, so he actually drifts back 1. Zeno, what are you doing?
I'm gonna speed up.
All right, let's get.
Well, he won't drift back until the chase progress goes. Does that mean we lose the engagement?
It does, but it also means you lose him. You leave him behind because you're going to move up, so he's off the map. Either way, you know.
So there's no way unless I just slow down.
Yeah, but I mean, just get there. This is
Okay,
it, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
I mean, you got three HP on your bike. You know, your bike is sputtering. you know.
Right. Why risk it? Yeah.
Right.
So, speed up. Let's see what that turns. Okay, I got a 31.
Yeah, that'll get it for sure. So you get to go up 1 immediately. And then in this phase, which way do you want to go? Well, I guess you can't go the rocks way because those have fallen. So you're gonna go over the river.
Yeah,
the other guy's
over the
gonna
river,
go back,
for
and
sure.
you guys successfully left the Eclipsed in your dust. Well, I mean, you took out 2 of them. 2 of them just fell back as you take off and get enough distance between you that they peel off. But this is new. This is new to the twins as far as their appearance with these black eyes, and it's just extremely unsettling to y'all
yeah.
to see, you know, the normal yellow glow replaced by this dull black. Of course, the screams of joy as they fell to their deaths and stuff too is just something is up and something is weird.
Mordred looks pointedly away with his black eyes.
Yeah, and so you guys kind of collect yourselves and get back together next to each other. And I don't know if there's anything you want to say before you arrive at Kuvakara to each other, but that was pretty harrowing. But you guys pretty good. And you do notice that Zeno over there has got some skills with the piloting and
Skills with the wheel. Yeah.
Hey Zeno. You did great.
It seems as though the Eclipsed really have ramped up their aggression.
Yes, this is most disturbing.
yes.
So that is our enemy.
Well, you arrive then at Shadow Kuvakara. You arrive at the outskirts of your home. Well, a couple of you anyway. And you know that the Enclave is centered at what would be the Assembly of Nations on the material plane. I'm telling you as players here because I don't really know. But you know where it is. But you're certainly within range to pull Vela up on communications if you wanted to, or you could just drop in. But you're at Kuvakara at this point.
I mean, yeah, I think we would certainly head directly to where she would be, and just try and ping her on comms and let her know, incoming, where are you? Let's meet up.
Yeah, she responds and she says, "Come directly to the Assembly of Nations. We have it well secured and defended.
The Eclipsed have been sending small probe forces looking for a weakness in our defenses, but so far we have held them off with ease. Be wary, though, there are corrupted Velstract moving about the city. They normally don't bother us, but they have become emboldened with their augmentations and corruption. And also, I am glad that you have come back, Tenna and Tralax.
We would head
Yes,
straight there.
governess.
And so you make your way back to the Enclave, and you see that they have erected a huge defensive wall around your home. And you get there, and there's some guards at the top of the wall, and they see you, and you identify yourselves, and they ask you more questions than you would think that they normally would, but eventually they let you in. And as you walk through the gates, you see the grandeur of the Enclave. And while you know that this is the nexus of Verces politics on the material plane, here in the shadow plane, it has always just been your home. 4 cylindrical spires rise to the dark sky above, encircling a giant black obelisk in the center. There are other identical monuments that can be found throughout the inhabited cities and strongholds of Verces, but this one has always been a symbol of solidarity for the Kyals of Kuvakara. Each tower that flanks the obelisk serves a different purpose for the Kyals. One for domiciles, one for governmental operations, one for entertainment and religious venues, and the final serving as the manufacturing and farming tower, with different crops and trade on each floor. Vela welcomes you personally as you enter, running up to the twins to throw her arms around your necks. I never knew how much I'd miss the two of you until you were gone. Come, let us have some tea and catch up. Things have deteriorated here. Wait, who are these people with you?
They are allies, governess. We brought them to aid us in our defense of Kuvakara.
This
Good.
is... They are helping us to find the Herald. They are with us. Worry not, governess.
Well, worry seems to be my only state of mind these days, but any allies that we can have will be much appreciated. Welcome, welcome.
And she kind of ushers you in, and she takes you to her office or kind of study maybe, and you guys all sit around, and she informs you that the Eclipse have started becoming more assertive and violent in their attempts to overthrow the leadership here. She tells you that she knows that they have sworn allegiance to some Shadow Queen, and they are all augmented with Eclipse Innovations technology. She also tells you about some Velstrax of a sect of Zon-Kuthon worshippers called the Mouths of Anya Laritis, that they have also become corrupted. This is distressing, as their temple is in the mountains north of the city, and that they have a dream gate. She thinks that the corrupted Velstrax have been using the dream gate to break down the will of her people by filling them with nightmares to make them more susceptible to whatever corruption is coming from Eclipse Innovations. She unfortunately doesn't know much more about how any of it works or their defenses, but she does feel pretty confident that despite the low morale due to the nightmares plaguing her people, the defenses that they have put up can hold the Eclipsed Kyle at bay. She then turns to you and says, "So, tell me what it is that your plans are. Have you secured any allies with the Kuthites of the Shadow Dark?"
Trelax sighs and looks to Tenna.
Tenaval would kind of like nod at her brother, like, just keep it to yourself. Yes, governess, we are working with Father Gloom. He has promised that he will aid us once we find and bring the Herald into the fold where she
The
belongs.
Herald? What are you talking about?
Do I need to mind link this girl?
Actually, she would kind of look to you and say, perhaps it is better to see than be told. Mordrin, could you please share with the governess what we have accomplished?
So yes, I approach her and say, if you don't mind. And he puts his hands up to, like, place on her temples.
She says, yes. And then you give her all this information. And when she comes out of it 6 seconds later with 10 minutes worth of exposition, she looks to you, Tenna, and says, this is... I cannot believe that this is wonderful news. It sounds as if this Dreamgate, there are mutual interests there. Perhaps you and your companions can go there at some point and take control of this Dreamgate. Perhaps this is how we bring her to us. This is fantastic news.
Exactly my train of thought. As soon as she had mentioned Dreamgate, like,
The biggest boner.
Jaboy's eyes have been just, like, intensely focused on what she's saying. And yeah, I mean, his immediate thought was like, we have to get to that Dreamgate.
Yeah.
It seems as to me that it might be good for you to get a rest and have some dinner with everybody here.
Yes, of course, governess. I am very glad to be home, and will be more glad when we can rid ourselves of this issue.
Do you have any scholars on hand who could provide more information about what may be known about this Dreamgate? I must know everything.
But of course, I will try to arrange a meeting for you tomorrow.
Good.
I fear something big is on the horizon for us, and we may triumph yet. And you guys kind of have a nice meal. The two of you are home, and everybody's kind of just enjoying a little bit of peace and happiness, except for Gloombot. I don't know.
Well, speaking of Gloombot, or D, during that meal, the governess is there, right? Mm-hmm. He would actually approach her, curious about this Dreamgate, and not having had, to his knowledge, he may have, but doesn't realize, having not had dreams of his own, and kind of misguided and, uneducated about these types of things.
Excuse me, governess. Would this Dreamgate allow me to dream?
This I do not know, but I think that there is potential in anything. Do you wish to dream?
I don't know. I've never had them. They sound...
He's just jelly. He's just jelly about all the dreams.
Look, man, it's something that like everybody's talking about this shit, and he's just like, I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand.
Right, yeah,
For real, dealt with it real.
It's not his wheelhouse. He's a fish out of water with it.
And he's still a relatively speaking, young SRO.
Right.
It hasn't been long since his the Prince spooler got fed up with all the jobs it was being fed and gained sentience.
D, this is perhaps a question for the scholars, which we will meet with on the morrow.
Oh.
Would you like to accompany me to meet with them? Maybe we can find out more there.
If you think it would help, I guess.
I mean, you're the one who's curious here. I mean, me too, obviously.
Well then, if you want me to.
I very much would appreciate if you would come with me. And I think over the course of the dinner, Mordrin just can't help himself. It just at every turn, like it'll get silent, and we'll talk about other stuff for a minute, and then he keeps just bringing it back to like dreams and the potential of like the union between the beacon and the dream gate, and using them all to suss this out and bring the herald. Whereas he started out as kind of, you know, a hired gun, like now his sort of he's not so much a scholar, but like his obvious interest in dreams and like gaining power through them and everything. This is the most important thing that's ever happened in his life, and the most excited about something he's ever been in his life. He's not worried even a little bit. Like he just wants to obtain more dream magics and power. And I think he keeps probably going back to Zeno throughout the conversation, because he's the one with the beacon, and like, you know, just constantly like, yes, well, perhaps the fusion of if we can use the beacon and use the dream gate, we could really pull this off. We could, the power of dreams that we could harness with these items.
Yes. Of course, Mordrin, you will not shut up about it.
Yeah, I mean, is there anything else y'all want to do before turning in for the night? I think it's been a long day.
Right before bed, you know, Tina would go and find Tralix, and, you know, just in a quiet moment, she would kind of just say, Tralix, I know that you find it difficult to connect with the religious ideologies that I have come in contact and have embraced, and I appreciate that you are still willing to accept me, and that you are still my brother, and you are working with me. And I hope that you will one day accept the tenets as well. I do love you, brother.
Yes, of course, dear sister, and I love you too. However, this path of the Kuthite, it is not for me to walk. However, I will follow you to the ends of the earth.
And she would kind of nod and just head to her room, and before going to bed, she would actually take a small satchel from like her like waist pocket kind of area, and would on the floor would scatter these jagged small pebble stones, and would kneel down onto the stones as she pulls out her chain, and she would just, as she was kneeling, she would wrap the chain around herself and then pry it off and then wrap it around again, and the barbs just kind of like sticking into her skin and pulling off small bits of flesh, and just smiling and crying and whispering her gratitudes into the darkness.
Wow.
I think that's
Self-flagellation.
yeah, right. That's really interesting, because I think it mirrors what I think Mordrin would be doing. Mordrin like doesn't really owe any allegiance to any one deity, but he has like a religious, almost religious interest in dreams, and like what he thinks of as like the dream plane or dreamscape. So he, before bed, would also kind of like kneel down, and instead of prayer, he's using augury to try to like suss out, like, is, you know, get any idea he can, any hint about whether going after this dream gate is going to provide, you know, a good result, bad result, whatever. So that's kind of his form of meditation and prayer, is like just focusing super hard and using augury to try to like determine the events of the future.
Zeno, what are you thinking as you are now unexpectedly embroiled in this whole civil war with Kyles and in the Shadow Plane, and they're talking about the captain's Eva, you know, being the herald of Azan Kuthan, you know, leading these, you know, what is going on? What are you thinking about Mike? You know?
Yeah. Well, I was going to mention Zeno is winding down, sun's going past and the Enclave, and he's, not sun, I guess. There's no sun there, is there? Well, regardless, okay. So it's the end of the night, and he's thinking to himself about the group that he left behind. He's thinking about Mike and Felino and Oren, and he's even thinking about Sedona. And the last person he thinks about, almost as if trying to avoid it because it's troubling him a little bit, and that's Noriko Zivarajny. Because what he's encountered here so far with this strange set of people, with this strange culture and this strange religion, and he's trying to keep an open mind about it, but he feels like there's trouble with this. He wants to go back so hard, but he's also concerned about this dream gate. He wants to see Noriko Zivarajny, but he doesn't want to bring her back here. He wants to go through that dream gate. He wants to go home.
Mm-hmm. And as you're having that thought, a piece of your body discorporates into the black, shadowy nanobots. And it kind of moves around you in a swirl, and you're kind of fascinated by it. And you start thinking about where these bots came from. You don't understand it, but a piece of you feels as if you are corrupted. And you have the shadow corruption.
Oh, man.
Fuck you, Adam.
You don't belong here, son.
Yeah.
You don't belong here.
It's what happens, when you incorporate on the shadow plane.
Yeah.
Them some corruption's going to come along with that incorporation.
Well, for those who are astute, you know where those particular nanobots came from, and so it was only a matter of time. Mm-hmm. However, sometime in the middle of the night, alarms begin to sound all throughout the Enclave, signaling an attack.
I'm assuming we don't get a full rest.
No. You can hear the sounds of screaming and anguish outside as you exit your rooms. As you look through the windows of the spire, you see terrible horrors. Kyle seem to be transforming before your very eyes, their yellow eyes filling with inky blackness. Some of these corrupted Kyles are running headfirst into the black obelisk in the courtyard, smashing their skulls against the ancient monument. You are able to descend to the ground floor of the residential spire, spilling out into the lobby, where you see several Kyle, uncorrupted, looking outside in horror as more of their brothers and sisters seem to descend into madness right before their eyes. You see Vela in the crowd, and she sees you as you arrive on the scene and moves her way towards you. The mouths, they have allied with the Eclipsed. They have unleashed a nightmarish psychic attack upon us. Somehow channeling concentrated corruption through the obelisk. It seems that the corruption has only affected the older people of our enclave, but all of our elders are lost. Some have already ended their lives upon the obelisk. Others are out there just mutilating themselves with blades and fire. I think the only reason I was spared is because I wasn't asleep. I don't know. But worse, and tears begin to come out of her eyes, rolling down her cheeks. The children, they all just died, with their faces frozen with fright, eyes black. Vela falls to her knees. The weight of her words, saying them aloud, overcomes her, Tears fall from her yellow eyes as she buries her face in her hands. But before you can properly console her, the entire foundations of the res spire tremble as a resounding boom is heard from outside. Then another. The sounds getting closer. At these sounds, the mad, corrupted Kyle stop their violent behavior and fall silent and still, all looking towards the northern wall of the compound. In the shadows beyond the perimeter, an impossibly large silhouette begins to take shape. Vela gets up and looks out across the courtyard and whispers, "No, we are doomed. It is a shadow giant." At that, the giant beast swings his massive arm, hooked chain in his hand, connecting with a sickening thunder against the barrier wall. Vela looks to her people, all that is left of the Enclave, and wipes the tears from her eyes. "We have to go, now. That wall will only hold that giant for so long, and who knows what these corrupted Kyle will do once it breaches. The Enclave is lost. It is time to go to the escape tunnels." Vela then directs a few lieutenants with some orders to organize the survivors in their escape plan. Then she looks to all of you and says, "You have to go to the Annular Return Temple now. Whoever this herald is, we need her. Now. I will be able to buy us some time. There is a contingency for us at the Gloaming. Come back there when you are done. I don't know what we can do about the Eclipsed, but you can stop these nightmare attacks. Those Velstrak must pay in blood for what they did here tonight." She waits for your response.
Yes, of course, Governance. We will go at once.
Tina just nods, like, so quickly. Just, that's all she can do.
Yeah, I mean, they're floored, right? Like, they're floored. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you follow Vela and the Chaos into the tunnels below the res tower. Vela remains at the gate until the last person is in. She ushers you in and then climbs into the tunnel behind you. She pulls the trap door closed. As your eyes take in the tunnel and adjust to the darkness, you see that there are explosives rigged all along this chamber, and that Vela is holding a switch in her hand. She ushers you along with urgency, and after you have traveled for about 20 minutes, in the dark chamber you come to a fork. She stops you as the rest of the Enclave heads out to the right. "Take this passage to the left. It will exit outside the northern side of the city, right next to the river. There are a couple of boats there. You can take them up the river to the mountains, to the temple. May Zan-Kuthan guide you, and I sure hope you are right about this herald. Good luck." And as you all head into the dark left-hand passage, Vela flips the cover off the switch and depresses the button. You hear a large explosion back from where you came from, followed by the sound of falling rock. And we'll see ya!
Woo! That's the end, my dudes.
Oh my God.
Episode 100
Yeah.
in the books.
1 hundo.
Pop them spendies. It's
That's
baby.
one time. Yeah. Shadow Spendies.
Shadow spinning.
All right. Well, y'all,
Great
y'all,
job, Adam.
y'all have fun with
Yeah,
the rest of the
fantastic.
adventure. Mordrin's going to stay behind and research the nightmares.
Yeah.
Adam, I guess you could.
Oh, God. Killing me.